Hi, my name is Manoj, and I'm going to present the DevOps with the ServiceNow and the CLM. So, how do you connect between these two, the tools and achieve the DevOps? Of course, the DevOps is gaining the popularity just because breaking down the silos. But most people, when they think about DevOps, they just think about the moving code between the one repository to another repository, whether it is continuous delivery, continuous integration, or continuous engineering. But that's only the part of it, right? So that needs to be flow of the artifact as well, right? So when we say connect, it is not only the connect between the people, but also to connect between the process, the connect between all those artifacts to achieve the end-to-end, the traceabilities and the complete getting the solution of the DevOps. So this is where the IBM CLM can help you to implement and practice the DevOps solution, which is again for the ServiceNow. When we talk about the CLM or the ALM tool, that have many capabilities, right? When you start with your business planning, the requirements to your the code management tool, the quality management and reporting, right? So the solution is the very clear, right? For the software lifecycle integration, right? So when you talk about integration, it may not be the just integrate with the people, but also to integrate the artifacts, how the artifact gets flow from one repository to another repository. And it is not only the sync, but also how do we get link between one repository to another repository, right? So clearly, the organizations must unite. The disconnected software deliver disciplines. So as you know that there are many tools the particular projects may be using for different the disciplines. Maybe for the requirement management, for the planning, for the source code versioning, and etc., right? So if they are to increase the quality and the productivity and the benefit from the latest methodology innovations, such as we also do support the scaled agile, the lean software, and the DevOps, right? All of these initiatives required the automated integration of the tools to eliminate friction points and to enable the team to work with the same information in real time. Yeah. So additionally, the emerging platform such as mobile, cloud, or open source ensure that the heterogeneous tool stacks will continue to be with us, right? So integration among these tools is a must to achieve all those, the DevOps, the properties what we'll be talking about. And then the most important point is reporting, right? So the reporting is not just, important for the purpose of just to deliver the project, but also to ensure that the project conforms with corporate requirements. Supporting compliance often requires cross-tool traceability and reporting, right? The cross-organization infrastructure, that is also necessary to connect the practice of the software delivery. That should include an integration architecture, the process monitoring, measurement, and the reporting. Yeah. Unlike the piecemeal integration solution, true software lifecycle integration solution should have connect to all software development and the delivery tools. Then the synchronized information across all the disciplines, right? So there you talk about the requirement management, change management, or developments, or to the different practice into the deployment and the quality management. So what you need to do to unlock the cross-disciplines value through all these shared informations, give practitioners real-time access to change other team members are the making their tools, improve visibilities across the entire project team for the traceability and the compliance. Nevertheless, end-to-end reporting, right? That is what we did. So that's the capability of the JADS platform, right? So of the CLM, right? And then there is another capability which probably we'll talk about later, that is called as a open services for the lifecycle of collaborations. So here, how do we, this is not only the sync, but how do we link from one repository to the another repository, right, without syncing the data, right, from let's say today I will show the demo between the rational team concept, right, so and the ServiceNow, yeah. So how do in the typical organization, right, those who are using the ServiceNow, so how do they manage the help desk incident escalations? It's like, you know, the customer calls up, immediately the log incident into the repository, and then the flow goes from there, right? So let me show you a very brief demo. So it may be very quick, but just bear with me, okay? Hang on, let me just open my. This is the ServiceNow, and just assume that there is a call has been logged by the help desk, right? So let me create a new incident. This is just to, let's say, to check the username and passwords. Right, so this is what the call has been logged now, and once the call has been logged, so it may not be mandates that the call has to be flow to the development team for the development, right? So, you know, you can configure the way you need. Mostly if there is any the problem for this particular incident, then you can log into the L2 support, level 2 support, and then the level 2 support can take forward or to pass into the development team for further development, right? So let's see what happens here. So the moment I log an incident here, my development team who are sitting in the back office, they also know that, hey, there is a call has been logged from a customer, right? So once this is the rational team concept, and in the rational team concept, just to give you very brief about, this is what my dashboard looks like, and this is purely based on agile development. So that's why you can able to see that how many stories are open, how the people are working together. If you go to the planning, right? So what are the things are getting fixed into my current release or upcoming release, who is doing what, the complete information, what you can able to see over here in the rational team concept, right? So if I go here, let's see that, you know, what are the call has been, you know, the log today. So mostly I can go to here and see that this particular check the username and password has been flowed, you know, from the ServiceNow to my development area. That's just to check the username and password probably into the login screen. So a user or a developer can be assigned to his particular team. I'm not going to detail into that, but once you see that, so immediately a developer, he can take a call, whether it has to be fixed now or it has to go to the next release, and he also can give a priority and when it is, you know, the plan to release and all these things, right? So once I do that, I can also create a requirement, but before I create a requirement, let me pass the information to my help desk that, hey, I'm working on this, so this is just the information has to flow. So this is what the collaboration. So as you know that your L1 teams are sitting different place, and your L2 team are sitting in the different place, right? So how do we connect between the L2, L3 team and to the help desks? And this is what the real-time collaborative collaboration you can do. You can also just, if you want to know that who is the person, you can just type his name and get the details about that, right? So all these things you can able to do that. Okay. So next thing is that immediately I can create a requirements to check this particular incident what has been raised. I can create a new requirement, or I can go ahead and create, link with the existing requirement. So for the timing, let me create a new requirements. And this, as I said, that this is a complete collaboration tool, and I explained about that how do you manage your requirements, your change management, version control management, and the quality management. So this is what the complete CLM stacks, right? So quickly, I will just say check the username and the password, right? So this is what my new feature which I'm going to implement that. And this will be in this particular the folder, right? Okay, so now I do have the incident which came to my development team as a task, and I also have created the requirement out of this particular task. I also do have, I can also link, instead of the flowing the information between the ServiceNow and the RTC, that's the CLM, I can also link to that particular incident which has been logged in ServiceNow, right? So this is what the check username and password, and I is save. At the same time, I can also say that I started working on this particular, the task, right? So this is the capabilities or the power of OSLC. If you take your mouse pointer without opening, you can get the details about who is the reportee, when it has been reported, and all those. So this information, without going to ServiceNow, you can see while in your development area, right? Okay, so now I do have a requirements here. If I open that, automatically it takes to take it to my the requirement management, where I can again see that particular links over here in the right hand side. You can see that this has been implemented and all. And again, if you have to do with the architecture, design, and all, you are okay to go ahead with this. And I can just write few more requirements into this, right? Just to clarify what exactly the requirement is and how it has to be implemented and all, right? And at the same time, I can also create a story or the change project change request right out of this. That means who has to implement this particular requirement. I have to assign to a particular the team. Probably I can go ahead and create a new story out of this. This is again to the login screen and the passwords, right? I can apply the how much story point or how much time it will take. I can also assign that who will be the user to be work on that, and I can also say that when it is planning. So let's say that here it is planned for the sprint 2, which is my current sprint, and I can also write down for the acceptance test, check some of the enter with invalid password and all these things, right? So now my this thing has been done, and I can say file again this particular project, and you can see that this particular requirement, right, has been linked with that particular task which is getting flow from the ServiceNow, and also getting implemented by this the particular the story, right? So if I open this particular story, I can see that this story will be worked on by Manoj Panda, and this is what is the business value. I can also put it, and all these things I can do that. Okay. So the next thing, if you want to do that, so sorry about that. I can also add some of the the test cases from this particular thing, and I can also see that what are the test cases has to be added, who has to do the test the particular stuff after it gets implemented, right? So for that, I can again go back to my requirements. I can also say that how it has to be validated, by the user or by the test cases, right? So I can create a new test cases out of this. Again, let the owner be the same, who is myself, and say, okay, right? So now the planning side, I can go to my planning and see that how it has been planned and how it can adhere to the current sprint, right? So if I open my plan here, this is what my plan looks. This is exactly very much similar to how you are using the project chat or the project planner, or maybe in the Excel sheet, right? So you have a different view to look into this plan. This is my work breakdown structure, and you can also see the traceabilities, right? How the traceabilities get built, right? So in this case, if you see that there are a lot of the stories which is getting worked by my development team, and this is a particular story which is currently I will be working on, right? Login screen and that, right? If you see again the traceability here, that this is what my story, this is what my requirements, right? And you can also see that how does it related to the other request, or to the request which is coming from the ServiceNow, right? So for that, I can go ahead with the particular story, and I can also add the change request which is the coming from the ServiceNow, right? So yeah, I can say okay and say save. So now if you see that the login screen and the password of the particular story, there is blank over here, the related change request. Probably I need to do the refresh here and see here. Now this has been connected, right? So, and similarly, the test cases and all other things you can also able to see that. If I go to my story, and I can also see that the requirements from here, which will take you to the requirement management, and this is what the test cases, right? So this goes to my quality management area. You can have a automated or a manual test cases. You can also manage your test lab. There are a lot of things where you can able to do that, right, using this, right? So this is what you can see that this is again linked to my requirement management, or to the requirements, right, which is there in the CLM. Okay. Okay. So now this is all done. So now you can see that the current user is currently working, and I can go ahead and do some coding over here. Yeah. So for that, I open my IDE, and in the IDE, you can see that this is Eclipse IDE. You can see that there is somewhere I have to make a change that I forgot my username. Let me just do some password to passwords, right? Before that, let me also show you that what is my application and how it is run. So this is a JK banking application. This is running on the Tomcat server, and probably I'm just going to change the password to passwords, right? This is what the change what I'm going to do that, right? So immediately I just added one the letter here, and I do the save, right? So once here I do the save, I can also see that in my pending changes, right, there is something which is unresolved, and I can go ahead and do the check-in with the new change set, right? This is what my change set is. That is 1023. And I can add the particular story into this, right? And once I added that, I can do the deliver, right? So that means this particular source code and the change or the story has been linked together and called as a change set. Yeah. So if I go to my particular story which I have started, let me show you that. So now in this story, you can also see that there is another link has been created. It is called a change set, right? So that means this particular piece of work or the change request of the story, you can see that all the links got automatically built in, right? Similarly, if I go to my the plan, I can also see that there are change set which is over here supposed to come. Probably I just did do a refresh here. You can also see that this particular changes also came over here, right? So this is how you can the build up your the complete the traceabilities, right? Right. So now, so in the meantime, I can also collaborate with my people or to my service cell desk. Now, if you see that the service cell desk here, probably just to do the collaboration between these two. Yeah, so you can see that there is a message has come that I'm working on this. So probably I can, as a L1 help desk, I can replace that. When this will be available for the customer, right? So I posted this, and so this information, once I go back to the particular task, it might have come over here that there is a information, right? So the information in the ServiceNow I enter as admin. That's the reason you can see that it's logged by admin, and he is asking for some information. Yeah. Okay, so I can again reply. So maybe yes, in current sprint. So this is what it is going to the release it. So once you added that, at the same time, the other guy who is here, he can also see that the particular information that what developer is talking about, right? So this is again, as I said that initially, how do you collaborate between your help desk and the development team? Okay, so this is how you can able to do. You can also again depend on the status. You can also do that. Okay. So now all these things are well, so going on, and let me do the deployment part, right? So once the development has been done, I can go to my the repository here. As you can see that this is what my project name, this is my build item, and I can go ahead and run the build, right? So this build is again, just to give a little background about this, a one-click deployment where you can compile, build, and also deploy using urban code to a target server, right? So once I do a request for the build and submit, what it do that the particular source code is getting download to a build server, right? So whatever the changes you or many people might have done at the same time, and once it is downloaded, then it will start doing the compiling, right? So after compilation, I have written some of the the unit test which will be run over there, and once that is done, and then it will push the complete package and to deploy into the target server. So right now I'm using Tomcat as the the application server for this, and once you are deployed into the to the target server or to the Tomcat, then I also do run some of the testing tool, functional testing tool. It's called Rational Functional Tester, which will also do the automatic test, right? So when the test has been passed or failed, right? So all the information will get flow into my dashboard. So I showed you the dashboard in the beginning, and then from there I can make a call whether it has to be implemented to the customer sites or not, right? Depend on the priority, the urgency, and if there is any high requirement is required by the customer, right? Okay, so let me also give you the sample over here. As you can see that, okay, the build has been completed, and now if you open that and see that there are 2 download and there are some 46 tests there, and you can also see that how many changes has been done for this particular build, right? And you can also go to your the external link and find it out that what is currently happening here. Okay, so now it's been deployed. You can see that automatically my browser pop up, and then you can see that username and passwords, the S which I have added, right, on my this particular development, and I have engaged the regression test that's called Rational Functional Tester, so which is automatically logging in to this particular the application, the banking application, and checking out some of the things, and it will come out. So this is the complete end-to-end the traceabilities which has been done by the IBM the CLM, collaboration lifecycle management. So once I'm happy, I can go back to my particular tool which I have opened here. Let me go back again quickly, and right, and I can say that, hey, this is now this can be closed, right? So, and it has been implemented also, right? So this is what, and what other people will also, our help desk will also get the information saying that, hey, this has been also closed, so please go ahead and inform to your the customer. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, probably I'll write down my email ID, and you can contact me if there is any further questions. My email ID is that IBA .com. Okay, so thank you very much.